What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to High School Never Ends, a pop punk dad podcast. I am Wingman Steve.
And I'm Chris183, and hey, we're back once again with another episode, but not just any episode, guys. We're going to talk about the road to Chord Music Festival. That's right. This is one of my favorite months out of the year. It's the month that we talk all about Chord Music Festival. We talk about the bands that are going to be there. We get excited, even though it's a few months away. Still, the anticipation is building. And today is definitely one of those special episodes where we are going to talk to one of the bands that are going to be playing at Chord. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm really happy and excited to be able to talk today to Pat and Ryan from the band Driveways.
What's up, boys? How are we?
Good. How are you guys?
Dude, we are fantastic. It's funny. Last year, we got like several messages that said, you need to fucking check out Driveways when you go to Chord in 2025. You guys played Sunday, right?
Right. When did we play?
Was it Saturday or Sunday? Were you the Blink-182 day or the second day?
The Blink day. We played two Chords now, and we played the first day on both of them.
Yeah, I think you guys played early in the day. It looks like it might be a little later this time, but I am super excited to check you guys out. So obviously you know Chord very well. You said this is your second, or this is going to be your third?
This will be our third.
This is going to be your third. So you guys are veterans here. You're very familiar with the festival, the fact that it's an independent festival. It's not Ticketmaster, but I want to talk a little bit about your band, Driveways. That's the band, right? Yeah?
That's us.
And you guys are from the Boston area?
Yeah, just north. We're from about 15 minutes north of Boston.
Awesome. Go Sox, I guess? That sounds weird for me to say. I'm a Met fan, but...
Yeah, we'll take it.
We'll take it. Well, better than a Yankees fan.
Thank you. I will certainly accept that. So I've been getting into Driveways a whole lot recently. And I wanted to kind of start off. So, did I get this right? There's not a whole lot of stuff on the internet about you to do research, but I understand. Are you guys two of the three of you guys are full-time teachers? Is that correct?
Yes. Yeah. Derek, our bassist, and I are high school teachers. And Ryan has a real job.
A real job. So where do you guys find time to do the band, to record music, to do all these tours? How does that work?
The past couple of years, it's kind of worked the same since we really started doing kind of as much as we can with the band. But I would say, we kind of sneak in the time when we can, like school vacations have been a huge thing. Traditionally, we always record in the summertime. And that's why so many of our releases come in the fall. Because for myself, it's it's easier to record in the summer when I'm not working, obviously. So yeah, it's been a lot of personal days and sneaking stuff in, and Ryan burning all his vacation time, but we make it work.
My daughter, her Spanish teacher, is in a band, and she found out the name of the band and had me listen to it, and her friends listen to it. Do your students know what you're doing? Do they get into it?
They usually don't, which is awesome because I tell no one at all. I never tell anyone I'm in the band because I don't love talking about it, especially with students. But every so often they find out, and they'll make fun of me for it. They'll give me stuff for it, but they're usually pretty good about it. But yeah, for the most part, they do not know.
So you guys, you're talking about the beginnings of the band. You were formed, now 2015, is that correct?
Yeah, just about 2015. Ryan and I had been messing around making music for a few years before that. But Driveways is 2015.
Yeah, it's crazy to think that the mid-teens are now a decade ago or more.
I know. It's nuts.
It is, but I guess the question is more centered around when you guys got this band together, why did you go? So I guess maybe it goes back further than that. Why did you choose this sound? How did this band end up becoming this band?
a tough one, I guess.
It's a good question. That I feel like Ryan and I have talked about this a little bit, but when we first started making music, we were kind of messing around with more of like a electronic sort of project when we were younger, and then we had kind of more of like a folk thing. But I feel like we always and Ryan grew up playing like kind of post hardcore, like adjacent to like metalcore, like kind of scene music back in the day. So I don't know, Driveways just kind of like evolved into what it was. But I do feel like even when we were messing around with some earlier stuff that sounded nothing like Driveways, there was always like a little part of us that kind of wanted to have like a more pop punk, like post hardcore project, if that makes sense.
Were there certain bands that you guys were into that were in that kind of scene? Whether it doesn't matter if you call it pop punk or post hardcore or whatever it is. Were there certain bands that you guys really like got into?
Yeah, like I mean, we always been into pretty much the same type of music, me and Pat, and same thing with Derek. Like all of us, like we love Blink.
Yeah.
We love.
Just comes down to that.
Like, it comes
Yep.
down to Blink. We all
Same,
love Blink.
same,
But the
same.
same thing, like yeah, but like all the typical bands we grew up listening to, like Blink and like Silverstein, Day to Remember, like all this type of stuff. So I mean, I'd say like me and Derek came from a more heavier background, where Pat was more into like more like pop punk, but some heavy stuff, but not as much as us.
Pat, what was the pop punk for you other than Blink?
Other than Blink, man, when I was a kid, yeah, I feel like the band I was into, actually, what I was into first when I was very young was Sum 41.
Mm-hmm.
I used to listen. I had like the Does This Look Infected CD, and I used to just play it all the time in my Walkman. And then getting older and becoming friends with Ryan, kind of slowly, like he mentioned before, like started getting into some heavier music. Silverstein, Under Oath, Thursday, and even some of the not even newer at this point, but kind of newer second wave pop punk bands that obviously you love, Story So Far. Been listening to a ton of Bill Murray the past couple of years, so just a little bit of everything.
And Driveways is not signed on a label, right?
We're not. No, we're still independent.
So you're doing everything independent, but you're up to like almost 200,000 monthly listeners. Like has that all been like recent in the last couple of years? Has it just been building and building? Like it kind of feels like this shit is brewing and it's about to explode. And remaining independent, that's I don't know if that's a choice that you guys want to keep, or talk about that a little bit.
It's an interesting question. It's like we had this discussion a million times about a label versus staying independent, whatever. We've never really been approached. Like it's ever really asked us to be on a label, but with the streaming and the numbers and whatnot, it goes up and down, and it's been good. Like it's been solid the past couple of years, I would say, which is nice. But yeah, the label conversation, we've talked about it, but we've never like had to have a real conversation about it, if that makes sense.
I know you guys, so in terms of visibility, we have all of the regular streaming services that we all know about in 2026 and for the past how many years. But you guys, obviously have been pretty active this year and will be with touring. Have you been that active over the past decade since you guys started? Have you been touring a lot, whether it be, within the country or even outside of the country too?
I would say definitely doing more touring now than we ever have before, especially we're like gearing up to go on like a big headlining tour this summer. And then we just announced like where we're going to support Bayside in the fall. So, kind of like back to back, like full length tours, where in the past we've always done smaller scale stuff, whether it be like a week or 2 weeks just by ourselves and bringing other bands out, or, like last year and the year before we got to support Bill Murray So they took us out on tour the last like 2 years now, which was great. You know, we did a couple of shows with State Champs this past winter and did like the little festival circuit slash headline and run over in the UK and Europe last summer too. But this is definitely the most we've done as a band so far.
I think
Ryan,
that's going to make a difference. See, I think that it's only a matter of time before you guys, do get approached. And I think that, it just, the music kind of speaks for itself. I could go on and on with how I feel about your sound. I think that anybody that hasn't listened to Driveways needs to listen to Driveways because it is basically like all the greatest things of this music genre wrapped into one. And I'm not even talking about just pop punk, like punk rock, punk, hard, post-hardcore, like every. And look, I might be a little biased because those are like my favorite things, especially like that post-hardcore sound. But you guys mix it great, and I think there's other bands that do it, but I'll tell you what, it's like I think you guys are right up there with them, if not better in a lot of ways. And the funny thing is that so I look at your album discography, and it's funny that so you guys generally keep shorter albums, like it's 7 or 8 songs, except for the album in 2020, the COVID year, which was much longer, and maybe that was a bunch of bonus tracks. I don't know, but it makes sense because maybe you had more time during the COVID year. Who knows? But I think that's actually really great, and in the fact that it's like quicker hits, easier to listen to. I don't know. Is there a reason you guys keep a smaller number of tracks per album? Was that by design?
Well, first off, Chris, thank you very much for the kind words. Your description of us was way too over the top kind, so thank you. But
That's how I feel. Trust me, I'm always pretty honest here. But yeah, I wanted to get that out there, if anything, to get some additional listens for you guys. So,
well, thank you, man.
Yep.
But the albums being a bit shorter, I mean, you kind of already hit the nail on the head. Like, during 2020, we had a ton of time due to COVID, obviously, and work being a lot lighter that year. So that's why Ryan and I talk about this all the time. But we always say we only really have one full length album, and I would consider that to be October Forever. And then everything else to me is kind of like you said, it's like a longer EP, like 7 or 8 songs. And part of the reason for that is just time. It's just the amount of time we've had to put into writing and demoing and recording while juggling work, and not to mention like Rye said earlier, like starting to play a lot more shows the past couple of years. So yeah, it really just comes down to time. So it's funny, a lot of people ask that, like, do you do that on purpose? Like, you kind of have these EP, is it an EP? Is it an album? It's like a blurred line, but it's just that batch of songs, a lot of those longer EPs, their length was just dependent on how much time we had, and how much we could put into them.
Oh man, so many questions, so many things. I want to just hit up Ryan real quick and ask. So you do the I guess the right term is the unclean vocals. You're doing the screaming, but you're playing fucking drums at the same time. How does one do these two things at the same time in like a live format?
I mean, yeah, it's a lot easier to record it, obviously, because I do them separately. But and sometimes, like, Pat writes most of my lyrics and all that stuff. And he always writes these crazy things for me to scream, and I'm like, dude, I can't do that and play drums at the same time. So I'm like, hey, you gonna scale that back a little bit for me? But yeah, live, it's I mean, I used to be in a band before this too, and I did the same thing, drum and scream. So I guess I'm just a little used to it now because I've been doing it. Every band I've ever been in, I've always done both.
So you've had the screamy vocals, the ability to do that. Your voice is trained, you know how to do it, but you're also a drummer. So just fuck it, do them both.
Yeah, I mean, trained, I guess, to an extent. I mean, am I doing it the right way? Who knows? My voice doesn't hurt yet, so that's great. Um, but yeah, like live, sometimes it's difficult. You know,
Is there a
I'm
right
still
way
hot,
though? That's
so
the
it's
question. Like,
out
is
of
there a
breath.
right way? I don't know.
Is there a right way to scream or to play drums and
Yeah, I mean
scream?
it's your style. It's the way that you do it. I don't know if there's a right way or wrong way. Do you? Unless
Yeah,
you
I
think
mean,
so.
as long as you're not hurting your throat or your voice, I guess at the end of the night, I guess
Yeah.
that's the way I look at it. If I'm coming away and I'm not straining my voice and I'm not hurt and it doesn't hurt me to do it, uh, I think I'm doing it right to my ability at least. I'm sure there's definitely a right way and a wrong way, but
Yeah, I do it the wrong way in the car.
yeah, live it's definitely it's fun to do both. It's a little like nerve wracking sometimes when you're trying to.
It's pretty unique. I mean, I don't think I could. Is there somebody else that anybody can name? Maybe there is, and I just don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's
I know
a
there's
lot of
some
drummers that
singers,
yeah, like
some drummers who sing right, but I don't know if I know a band that has a drummer that scream. I don't know.
Funeral for Fred.
Oh, no kidding,
Yeah,
really? I didn't know that.
yeah. The drummer's name's Ryan as well, so maybe it's a
Sick.
Ryan thing.
There you go.
Who knows? But yeah, there's a lot of drummers that sing and play drums. But I mean, I guess maybe not a ton that scream.
No, no. Phil Collins definitely didn't scream, and he was the drummer that sang.
You're in a special club.
I appreciate that. I try my best.
So I wanted to kind of go into something like when you take a look at driveways. To me, the one thing that jumps out to me is that you guys are really fucking clever. There's if you really unpack a lot of the stuff that you put out there, incredibly clever in that. All right, so also incredible branding on whatever albums, EP, whatever you call them. Your branding is just on key, right? You come out with these albums, they're around Halloween, right? That's probably another conversation, but all the branding kind of fits into one another. And I didn't deep dive every one, but each album seems to have these images, these reoccurring themes, and it seems to me, am I right or wrong that at least every track on Tempest has the word like it has the name of the album in every track? I'm Into the Past. I'm pretty sure I got that too. Is it every album that does this? Is this like how you guys put together these concepts?
Well, first off, thank you, Steve, for the kind words to start with. But yeah, every it's kind of like to answer the question, like when we put out an album in 2017 called "The Sky Seems Closer," or an EP, I should say, and that EP was the first EP that we really kind of tried to do kind of what you're describing, and we just tried to have some themes, and then the name of the album, come up in every song on it, right? And we had done that a little bit with our first EP, which is called Side Mirror, but I don't think every song has that continuity. But everything we've released since our second EP does. And it just kind of depends on like the project that we're working on. Like, to be honest with you, sometimes it's as simple as finding a way to integrate a recurring lyric, right? And then sometimes it's more a little more dense. It'll be like a reference to a thematic element, or some other kind of continuity that's happening in the album, whether it's different media that are included or something like that. But yeah, we're kind of nerds with it. Yeah.
So I mean, okay, so you're saying that you kind of have a theme for the album, and you try and like when you come up with a word like Tempest, I wouldn't think would be easy to weave into like 7 or 8 songs, but you guys made it happen. I mean, what's kind of like how do you come up with this theme, then the songs, and then tie each song into the theme? Is this like school's out for the summer, I'm in a fucking headspace and I'm really creative, and I feel like you're like a novelist, like you're writing a novel, you're writing like or like a movie instead of like an album? I don't know if there's a question in there. I think there was.
Thank you. I feel like you're giving me too much credit, though. It's just a lot of sitting around and find lots of times it'll start with an idea for obviously it'll start with an idea for one song, right? And usually there's something in that song that I think is worth expanding on, or having show up again or talking about in it from a different point of view or something, if that makes sense. And so it kind of starts with like, an initial idea that worked within a song and try to find something that is worthwhile either expanding upon or relating to, and hopefully doing it in a way that's tasteful and not over the top, and so
No, it
it's
doesn't seem forced, but it makes me like I really was like trying to like listen and see like how are they going to get this into this tracker? Like where is it? I'm listening really closely to the lyrics to figure that out.
well, that's really cool to hear, man. Thank you.
I'm a lyric nerd. It is what it
He
is.
is. He is. I'm
That
into
makes
the
me happy,
music.
though.
I'm the music guy. He's the lyric guy. Well, he listens to music too, I think, but
Yeah, there's music too.
just a little bit, not as much. Hey, so are you guys like big? You're big into Halloween? Is that a thing with you guys? Like, is that your favorite?
We are, yeah. We love Halloween. Me and Ryan love the fall, like as a season. Best time of the year.
Why is it the best time of the year?
Football and the weather.
Yeah, definitely the weather, especially being from like New England. Like we always go up to like New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, and it's like just the best. Like New England fall is definitely the best weather, best like scenery, best just everything. I
It
love
seems
it.
like that comes out in the music a lot. I mean, there are tons of themes to the fall, and you guys, if again, I not having dissected every lyric or anything, but you have a lot of like movie and literary references in your songs. Is there something that you're drawing like Halloween inspiration from?
Honestly, man, it's like I think I've said this a couple times before, but I wish there was a better like origin story for why we started doing the October thing. But I wish there was. But to be totally honest with you, we were really into the first couple seasons of Stranger Things, and when I watched Stranger Things, I got like fixated on the soundtrack. Like I love the original music and like the work that the composers did with like like analog 80s synthesizers. And so we put a bunch of synths and stuff on our first kind of fall release, Night Terrors. And we have a song called like There for a Reason and some others on that EP that are influenced by that. And after we put out that EP in the fall, right? We put out a small EP on Halloween of that year. And then the next year we put out music in the fall. And I remember seeing some people online saying like, oh, like, is this going to be a tradition? Like Driveways puts out music every fall. And then we were just like, yeah, let's do it. And so here we are. I wish there was some like cool, deep reason. There's not. It's just it slowly.
You got hexed by a witch. You had like a mummy like scratch you.
We just really like the aesthetic. I really like the time of year. Like I said earlier, it's timed up for me. Working on a lot of music in the summer, and then putting it out when it's finished in the fall. And now it's something that obviously we lean into and we try to keep going.
It's funny. It's funny you guys said that about Stranger Things. It was something I was going to bring up too, because I see, and maybe it's just me extending that forward, but I see maybe some themes of Stranger Things, the visuals in your album art. Am I just seeing things, or is that for real?
I could see some crossover there, some influence there, yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, the influence is the right word. I just see like some similarities, which is great. Like I love that too. So yeah. Sorry, Ryan, you were saying something.
Don't even remember, but yeah, lean into the fall. That's what we do. Pretty hard.
Yeah, I know. Maybe a little too much.
So there's no like Driveways cinematic universe that we're drawing inspiration from. It's just one by one, thing by thing. I get it.
There's a lot
of past feeling, I guess, at the time he's writing.
Yeah, right. This is all a long-winded way of saying that.
Listen, one of my favorite bands of all time, they're called Ludo, right? And they're not really Halloween, but they do a lot of Halloween themed type stuff, and they get together every year on Halloween. That's the only show they do all year. They do 3 shows in their hometown, St. Louis, and you guys are doing a similar thing, right? You're on your 4th this year?
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
this is our
Yep.
fourth Halloween show. Yeah.
So at these Halloween shows, people show up in costume. They trade trinkets and bracelets and things like that. What's the vibe like at your guys' Halloween shows? Is it the same or is it just a regular rock and roll show?
Yeah, I'd say it's definitely evolved into that. Where people are definitely traveling now to come to see us. It's kind of like a thing to do every year. Like people will make a trip out of it. Like, oh, I'm gonna go visit Salem. I'm gonna go visit Boston during the fall, during Halloween, and make it out to the driveway show. And people dress up, and we always love seeing the people out in costumes and like shut them out on stage and stuff like that. And last year we decorated the stage with Halloween decorations and everything. And um, we try to just like luckily for us, like each year has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. So like this year, we're doing like our biggest headlining show ever for the Halloween show, which is great. We're doing it at the House of Blues in Boston. So
Are
it's
you
like a
guys
big
in
deal for
costume?
us.
Yeah.
No, we never wear costumes. We just I can't. I just need to wear shorts and a t-shirt to play drums. Like if I'm not in that, like I physically can't function.
You can't scream through a mask, a Freddy or a Jason mask?
I don't think I'd be able to like. I mean, I can't even put my hair down. It's just annoying. I have to like wear it up. Like I can't like. I need the right type of shirt on. I'm like always in shorts. Can't wear shoes. Like I'm just very, very particular when I have to play shows. So
Oh, really? No shoes either? Okay.
yeah, I can't wear shoes and play drums. I don't know why, but always just been like a no shoes type of guy.
No problem with that. Yeah, that's. Do you guys like? What do you dress up like in your personal lives for Halloween, like for parties and stuff? Do you do like elaborate costumes of any kind, or
You know,
don't get into that?
when
Me
Ryan and I were
Pat
younger, yeah, you're gonna tell him. No, you tell it.
so me and Pat, we used to have like we still do have like a Halloween party every year with like our big group of friends. But me and Pat used to dress up together. Like whether like one year we went as like bananas and pajamas,
It was a good
and
year.
one year we went as like the Stay Puft like marshmallow guys from Ghostbusters.
Great.
Yeah, yeah, me and Pat always like used to sync up and do like joint Halloween costumes, and then I guess Pat does it with his wife now, and then I'll do it with my wife and my son. So we kind of we kind of don't do it as much anymore
Yeah,
together.
we broke up. Yeah.
Aw, it's okay.
Yeah, but it was fun. But we still dress up. Yeah, Pat makes a big deal every year about his Halloween costume, so he makes sure he lets people know he's got a Halloween costume, big surprise every year.
But for the show, there's been talk of costumes, but I agree with Ryan. I don't know if I could do it either. I get so hot on. I'm not working out nearly as much as him, but I don't know if I can be in a mask or on. It would be cool if we did it, but I don't know if we could. Maybe we could like dress up as something, Ryan, come on stage and then like take off the costume and like take off the mask and reveal us. I don't know, something like that. We'll figure it out.
You could do that, or maybe like a face paint type of situation, or
Sure,
Basic
yeah.
skeletons,
wig or something like that.
skeleton costumes.
Yeah, something easy.
You mean like Karate Kids, Steve? Is that what you're getting at?
I don't know. The Ludo dudes one year, actually most years, they come out and they all just have like those black skeleton suits. And then when the lights are all dark and just the house lights go on them, it just looks like creepy when they first come on stage because all you see are the skeletons. Yeah. And then sometimes they have masks, but they shed them.
Yeah, we did like we have a song called Skeletons and like a music video for it, and we wore like the skeleton costumes in that music video.
I like
we dressed up in our music videos, which is funny because we've done that. Yeah,
I like the Freddy and Jason one where they become friends.
It's been a long time since we've done a music video, but there's talk of doing something like that again. We'll see.
We encourage that.
Yeah. The Mike Myers Halloween costume still exists somewhere around here.
Ryan is Mike Myers. It's pretty good.
That was Mike Myers. What did I say? Jason. Wrong masked man. Sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
Chris is more to Halloween than me.
I am, but I don't dress up anymore. Like, and I should, but I don't. I don't know why. It's just I'm always left at home to give out the candy now. I'm finally that guy that gives out the candy. About it. So everybody else goes out. Actually, we used to have people over for Halloween, and I was just giving my family a hard time about this because now the kids all go like their separate ways and go to their friends' neighborhoods. I'm like, what's wrong with my neighborhood? Like, where are you going? Like, they have to go over there. They can't stay here. So then no one's here anymore. It's kind of sad. But
Sad.
I know. I'm going to have to figure out a way to just kind of yank that back in and figure to take it back. But we'll see. I'll have to play that lightly. But no, Halloween's fun. I mean, look, fall's a great time of year. I get it. I love that football time. I don't love the transition into winter, which is right around the corner. So that's the only thing about fall that I'm not as into. I'm more of a summer guy in that way, but man, there's so much to like, especially. And I've never been to New England area for the fall. I could imagine how awesome it is up there. So maybe that's just what I need to do to experience that at some point in time, and a driveway show as well.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of music and driveways. We talked a little bit about before we get into Four Chord a little bit more in the tours. The last album you guys have had is what? Tempest, 2024, a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm.
You've had a single out since then. Any other music on the horizon that you could talk about, or is that still under wraps, or no comment?
There's a strong possibility that we're working on some stuff that hopefully something will be able to come out relatively soon.
Well, the only reason I say that is because I look at the cadence of all of the past albums, and it seems to be about 2 years that we've had to wait for new stuff. So that would make sense.
Also, the artwork for Unseen, kind of follows the branding, follows the theme. Looks like it could be an album cover. Just saying.
Yeah, my personal favorite, I'll just tell you right now, like I was super into Tempest. That was definitely my favorite album. And I like them all, but I really enjoyed Tempest the most. And I don't know if you guys, if I would ask you the question, like, what album do you like the most? It's probably unfair. I get weird looks when I ask that question to bands because they're like, no, like we wrote that music. We like them all. But do you have any that you kind of really like to maybe play live, or any albums you like to play songs from live the most?
Go ahead, Ray. Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say, like Tempest for us, like when we released that, I think especially me and Pat, we were like very proud of that record. Like we put like a lot of hard work into that one. Not saying we don't put a lot of hard work into all of them, but like we had like a lot of time restraints on that one too. So like me and Pat like felt the pressure of trying to get that out for Halloween, which we couldn't get it out for Halloween. It actually ended up coming out in the first week of November, right? I think
it was like Ghost of a Smile came out on Halloween, but the EP came out in like mid-November.
Yeah, so like we tried so hard to get it to come out for Halloween, but like we just couldn't finish it because like even at that time, that's when we just started touring even more, and like we just came off the Bill Murray tour, and then all going right back to our jobs and everything. So, but I love that album. It's probably one of my favorites, and like the song Tempest itself is probably like one of my favorite songs we play live, and that we wrote. But as far as like playing songs live, like I love playing songs from all different albums, but like Tempest is definitely one that I love playing live, and like for me, like October Forever is great. It's one of my favorite songs. I think it's one of the crowd's favorite songs, but I have like a big screaming part at the end, which I love doing. And like the drums like are cool in them, and like still a big epic outro at the end, which hits all the check boxes for us.
Do you guys have, when you play live, there's a lot of electronic elements? Is that kind of coming from a track, or do you have somebody that's on stage like actually playing that?
No, the synthesizers and keyboards and whatnot are all backing tracks.
The track, okay.
Yeah, for live, yeah.
Makes sense. I also wanted to ask, one of the songs that hit me hard is about the place where I grew up, called Lights on Long Island. And I'm curious, do you guys have any like special connection with Long Island that it fit into that song?
No, actually, no. It's the song is like loosely has references to like The Great Gatsby in it,
mm-hmm.
and that that takes place in like, like fictional Long Island. So, and there's like some of the lyrics in the song are, mention like the Northern Lights and fireworks and whatnot. And so, yeah, the song is just named Lights on Long Island.
All right.
But
Well,
I don't, but I hear it's a nice area.
for all us Long Islanders, we connected with that one anyway. That's all good.
Steve
But,
has a
It's
thing
a
where
big hit every
he's,
time we go to New York. Always a big hit when we play there.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Steve's always got to get that Long Island reference in.
It's a title of a song. I mean, that's a valid question.
It's every show. It's every show.
No, I have a question for you guys. So let's just say in a hypothetical scenario, right? And this is taking it back a little bit, that we get approached by one of the the more popular record labels, and they want you guys to work full time, and they're going to pay you, and you got to quit your jobs. Is that something that you would consider, or is that not even something that you would ever consider?
Yeah, it would be a discussion.
Okay.
Yeah, we'd be happy to talk to anyone about anything. Yeah. but yeah, we've talked about it, the possibility of something like that a lot before with a label in mind. But like I said, it just hasn't happened, but doesn't mean that we're against it,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, going back to something we talked about before, the activity is definitely heavy this last couple months and moving forward. You played in several festivals. Looks like Slam Dunk Fest. It's Four Chord for sure. You got your Halloween show. You talked about opening for Bayside. Have you guys ever played with them before, by the way? Bayside?
No, Bayside is actually like one of my favorite bands, which is pretty cool that we get to do the tour with them. They were just on Slam Dunk this past May, so we were too, but they actually played they played at a different stage. It was like way further away from our stage, and their set time ended or started like only 20 minutes before ours, so like we couldn't make it back and forth. But um, that's like I think the only crossover we've had is just that one festival with them.
How was Slam Dunk? I mean, that is a huge festival over in the UK. What was it like to play?
It was a fun time, man. It was very, very hot there. It's actually been 2 years in a row that we've gone to the UK. And when we've been there, it's been like the hottest ever on record whenever we're there. but no, we had a great time. Slam Dunk was awesome.
By the way, Bayside, they're probably Mets fans, but they might be Yankees fans. Just, I hope you guys can get along if that's the case. I don't know.
They get a pass. Ryan and I have loved that band I've seen them live with Ryan a couple of times, and just very grateful to open up for them. They're like one of our favorite bands, so we're pumped about that.
Absolutely. And speaking of other bands, so you're going to be playing for the third time, Four Chord. You guys know the drill. Like we said, it's going to be a lot of bands there. You're going to get to play. I don't know what the order is going to be, but do you guys usually for the Four Chords that you've been at, do you watch some of the other bands before and after your set, or does it just depend?
Yeah, Four Chords like just Pittsburgh in a whole has kind of become like almost like I don't know if it's a second hometown. Like we have a couple of those cities that are like, oh, like, wow, like we feel like this is like another hometown to us. But like I consider like Pittsburgh like one of those just because we've been back every year for the past like 6 years. Like we played in Pittsburgh, so I feel the same way about like Chicago and um, even like Orlando now we've played a couple of times, and like it's always a great time down there. But Pittsburgh, like definitely for us is like we've always had like great shows there, and Four Chord is fantastic. Such a good festival, and like our first Four Chord, I don't know what time we played or not, but like we played on like they have two stages, so not the pseudo main stage, but the second stage, and yeah, we played like a little earlier in the day on the first time we ever played, but like our crowd was incredible, and like we were just blown away by like the response and everything for us, and like we didn't think like we'd get that type of response at like a festival, because like but the good thing about Four Chord is like there's no overlapping bands, which is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
So like Richie does a great job at booking the festival and the way they run it. It's phenomenal, and like it's always a super fun time. Like they take care of the bands great, but like also like yeah, we always watch bands. It's like a good time. Like um, if we have friends that like friends bands that are playing too, so get to hang out there. But it's always great because it's 2 days. So we'll usually play the first day, and then the second day we just go back and hang out and watch the bands anyway. So it's cool.
Well, this time it's a little bit different. So driveways could honestly probably fit in either of the 2 days, right? So it's separated this year where Friday is very much more of a harder day, hardcore, whatever you want to discuss it. But those bands are harder bands. You guys could have fit in there if if the schedule was like that. You're on Saturday, which is a little bit more of the, I don't know, I'll call it like the pop punky day. I don't think Richie would be upset if I called it that. So will you be there for both days? Will you check out the hardcore day? Like as fans, which day do you think you'd be more excited to see?
Man, that's a good question. There's a lot of bands that I'm pumped to see on both. I think it'll be, oh man, I think it'll be fun to check out bands and watch more of the festival itself the day that we're not playing, only because not really in a like a taste way, because I like the bands on that day, but it's just so much easier logistically to enjoy the day and not have, be thinking about our set the whole time, if that makes sense. But
Yeah.
I'm going to share the lineup so you guys can see it. I want to hear who you're excited to see.
Yeah, Stack, dude. Definitely pumped to see Seosin. I've never seen Seosin live. They were at Slam Dunk Rye, right? But I missed them.
Yeah, me and D actually watched Seosin at Slam Dunk. Like we got to see them. I saw them on the first day, and I think Derek saw them on both days. So that was great. It was like, but yeah, super excited. Obviously, Bayside's playing that day too. Like Counterparts, that band is like flawless live.
Yeah,
Probably
so
one
sick.
of the tightest live bands I've ever heard in my life. Haywire, they're from Boston, just like us. Incredible live band too. Um, and then obviously I'm super pumped to see, like Under Oath, just an absolute staple if you're in like into, the post hardcore music or however you want to call it. But like, they're kind of just pioneers in that genre, which is fantastic. And then Knock Loose is just incredible. So they also play Slam Dunk, and they had an insane live show. So excited to see that.
Yeah, that'd be sick. I'm pumped for State Champs too. I actually became a much bigger fan of State Champs after we played a few shows with them this past year. So I'm always pumped to see them live too.
Yeah, super awesome dudes too. Those dudes are like some of the nicest guys we met. So excited to hang out with them and see them again. And yeah, like I mean, same with like Boys and Girls. They're another Boston band. Like I saw them like that's funny, like years ago, like just playing Boston before they like blew up and became huge. There's like small clubs around here and stuff. So that's always pretty cool. And now they're, enormous, like they're back together and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool.
I got the coolest State Champs shirt ever that you guys probably will hate, but it says it looks like a Knicks logo, and it says like state pop punk state champs of pop punk or something like that, but it's all colored like in New York's Knicks stuff. So that's I haven't actually worn it yet. I just came in the mail recently.
I was rooting for the Knicks this year.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was rooting for them.
Figured Boston guys probably hate the Knicks and didn't want them to win.
I wanted the Knicks. I did. Yeah, I like Jalen Brunson.
Appreciate the support.
Hey, speaking of merch, I'm gonna definitely give. Are you guys gonna have merch at the show at the Four Chord?
Oh yeah, definitely will have.
All right.
Yeah, we'll have a bunch of stuff.
I gotta check that out.
Right in the middle of the Bayside tour, kind of, or like towards the front end of it. So we'll definitely have some stuff for sure.
If you got T-shirts, I'll be there. I don't know. Do you guys sell any of your albums on vinyl?
Yeah, we always do like limited vinyl runs and stuff like that.
Okay.
So it's like I feel like people are always asking like, well, when are you gonna press this one? And it's like, well, we have pressed it just like hard. We usually only sell them at shows, so that's kind of like hard. And every once in a while, we'll put them up online. But if you want a vinyl, you usually got to come to a show to get it.
Chris and I had this crazy idea to release a vinyl, like a High School Never Ends vinyl of certain songs. And then when we priced it out, we were like, this is not going to happen. It is expensive to press.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
Yeah.
It's not they're not easy to make, but honestly it's such a big there's such a huge vinyl like community now. It's like I feel like it's bigger than it was when we were growing up, massive. So it's pretty cool to see people like asking for vinyl and being excited about us having it at shows. So yeah, we usually try to, every show we play, we try to have one or two of our EPs on vinyl.
I just like the experience. Like I only got really started to get into it about a year ago, and I bought a really nice turntable, and it sounds really good. Like that's the thing. Like it can sound really good. I don't have the most high end equipment, but man, it's just a different experience. So I just kind of got into it. I don't have a million records, but for the stuff I really like, I usually do buy. But I'll definitely buy a T-shirt because I am into that. So I'll be looking for you guys there. And probably some others too. I probably, Steve knows, I probably spent a little bit too much money on merch, but that's okay. It's part of the fun.
Yeah, man, my entire closet is all band T-shirts. So just we'll add more to it this year. And those four chord has good merch too.
Yeah, Four Chord does have good merch.
Yeah. So hey, we but yeah, that's Four Chord coming up here just in a couple months. Really looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing you guys live too again.
Thank you.
It wouldn't be for the first time. What was your first year again? Did you say? What was the first year?
2 years ago, so 24.
Okay. So then I've seen you guys live, and I know that I did, and I'm like, wait a minute, I've seen them live. So yeah, I have seen you live before because I've been there several years in a row now. So yeah, looking forward to seeing you guys again after talking to you for sure. But a lot to do between now and then, of course. And I think that's I kind of want to get to my last thing here. But Steve, before I do that, anything else that you had question wise for the guys?
No, I'm just became a very big fan and really enjoy it. I'm looking forward to new stuff. It's I'll keep my eyes out around Halloween. It is what it is. You guys do release some singles before you do release kind of a collection, right? So, we'll keep our eyes peeled for that and certainly share it. So appreciate talking to you guys.
Of
Yeah,
course.
thank you for having us. Yeah, thank you both, guys.
So we always end the show with something we call ranking it, and thinking about what that could be for today and in our conversation. I think what makes the most sense is not necessarily to have you rank any type of music, but instead, because you're such fans of Halloween, I want you to rank your top 3 favorite horror movies in order. 3, 2, 1.
All right. This is good.
Who's going first? Who thinks quicker on the spot?
Ryan's going first.
All right. Top 3 horror movies of all time. All right. I'm just gonna go purely off of when I first saw this movie, like the reaction of how scared it was. All right. The original Strangers, probably the scariest, most jump scares I've ever had in my entire life at a movie theater. So I'll go original Strangers. Let's see, probably what is it? The first Conjuring, terrifying, good horror movie. And then let's go with a classic. I'll just go probably the original Halloween. The first time I ever saw that movie, great.
Man, I got
the Rob Zombie version or the original.
No, the original. The Rob Zombie version is good. The second Rob Zombie one, not great, but not horrible. But the first Rob Zombie remake, that's a good one. But I'm talking about like the original Halloween, just such a classic, like iconic horror movie. So love that one when it's on during Halloween every year.
I love that list. I think that's a great one, and I agree with you with the with all 3 of them, especially the Strangers. I remember seeing that for the first time and getting super creeped out about people coming to my door late at night. And
yeah, I remember driving home from the movie theater, like me and my 2 friends, and we were like, I was like, I don't even want to walk in my house right now. I was like, yeah, I was like, too scared to walk inside. I was like, dude, I don't know. And like my house used to have like when I lived with, like back when I lived with my parents, like they had like a woodsy backyard, was like super dark back there. I was like, they had all these glass windows, and I was like, oh, I'm scared to go back there. So I definitely accomplished the job, of being like a good horror movie. So
Yeah. The only thing that ruins that movie, though, for me, it doesn't ruin it, but it's because Dennis is in it from Always Sunny, and I don't know.
It's hard to take serious.
I didn't really watch Always Sunny back then, but now I do. All right, great list. You got to follow that, Pat. So what do you got?
Dude, it's pretty. I want to say I love horror movies, and I feel like my list changes a lot.
Sure.
But I think right now, like my number one is always going to be the original Halloween. Like Ryan said, it's like it still holds up. It's like such a creepy movie. And I don't want to give another spot on the list to a Halloween movie. So I'll just say that I also love Halloween 4. So I love Halloween 1 and I love Halloween 4.
2 and 3. Forget those.
Yeah, those are okay, but
definitely forget 3. Definitely.
Yeah, three is weird. Two is still good.
Hold on. We need to have a conversation about this another time. I got a debate going. I'm a big 3 proponent. So
Season of the Witch Defender, dude.
We'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about
You can't be. I can't listen to those claims.
But Halloween, 1/4 would take my number one spot. Number 2, I would say The Conjuring, but I would say The Conjuring 2, where the nun first shows up. It's like the scariest movie I ever saw at the time. And it's also like a really good movie, which I think is hard to pull off. So Conjuring 2 would be my number 2. And then I would agree with Rye. I think The Strangers was so creepy, and it like made me scared for like a decade of my life to like look out the window. So I think like The Strangers would be my number 3. It's not really like I haven't seen it a ton, but it like scared me, And so that counts as something. So that'd be my number 3.
Okay. Newer stuff. A lot of new. No, I don't want to say newer because like early 2000s isn't newer, but no, it's good stuff. Steve, do you get into horror movies too?
I'm not a huge fan of horror movies. I think I was scarred as a child. I think I caught this like one scene from a movie called The Gate, and it like fucking like really creeped me out and gave me nightmares. And like, The Exorcist, I probably saw too young. So I'm
That's
like
a scary one.
I'm just I like thrillers. I like like kind of horror comedies, or those, what do they call like the substance, like the body horror thing. But I will say I don't know if this counts as horror, but my number one as a kid, my favorite was Puppet Master. I love those little fucking puppets that come to life and kill everybody, and they each have their own. Each have their own special ability, like they're the X-Men, but they're trying to kill people. And there was like 15 of those movies.
Wow, I've never even heard of that. I have to check that out.
Puppet Master, yeah. There's at least 12, and then there's like some spin-off ones, I think. And there's some lore behind it. Those I actually enjoyed.
For sure.
And even though I hate clowns, I liked it.
Go watch The Gate again. It's really good.
No.
I have The Gate poster in my basement that you never saw.
I'm never going into your. Is there a scene? There's like a closet or something, and there's like little alien heads or something coming in. I think that was the scene that creeped me out.
I'm not going to tell you. You have to watch it again.
No, I can't do it. Too scared.
Someday. Well, good list, guys. Appreciate you being in good sports and going through that. I have no idea what my top 3 would be. It's too hard. I love horror movies. I just saw one this past weekend in The Evil Dead Burn. So, I continue to watch them.
Was it any good?
Long and short of it was, yes, it was a good Evil Dead movie. Did it have problems? Sure. But I liked it just as much as I liked Evil Dead Rise. I thought they've both been pretty solid. So
cool. Okay.
Yeah. But love that time of year, love Halloween, and really love your music. So again, everybody out there, go check out these guys. Driveways, if you haven't listened to any of their albums, you should go do that. Really good stuff, really good music. And if you're in the area, please check out Four Chord Music Festival. These guys are going to be there. It's going to be a blast.
September 25th and 26th at FNB Stadium in Pittsburgh, PA. Go to fourchordmusicfestival.com to get your tickets. And again, it's an independent music festival that is outside of the ticket masters or anything like that. Ticket prices, we talked to Rishi the other week. Ticket prices are reasonable. You can go for 1 day, 2 days. There's like a GA plus. There are suites. So it's and Pittsburgh is a fantastic city. I consider it a home away from home as well. I like to visit Chris there and go to that festival and other buddies and breweries and restaurants. So I am also looking forward to it very much.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
All right, guys. Well, hey, it's been fun. Thanks for coming on the show. We appreciate you guys. And, we look forward to not only catching you at Four Chord once again, but who knows, maybe one of these years, maybe this year, we'll be able to make the trip up to Boston, or not Boston. Let's just call it New England area. I don't know exactly where exactly is the show for anybody that wants to know.
A show is at the House of Blues in Boston this year.
It is Boston. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't want to just assume that, but go check them out. It should be a blast. Good time. Guys, thanks for being here. Anything that you want to plug or throw out there to anybody listening?
Just if you're around, come see us on tour this summer. Headlining tour, probably hitting the city. If not, come see us on tour at Bayside, doing a bunch more cities with them. If not, come to our Halloween show in Boston. It's a fun time.
Yep.
Spotaways. Driveways is on all the streaming services like Spotify, Apple Music, and stuff like that. We'll put a link to your band page in the show notes in case anybody needs a real easy link for them.
Awesome. Yeah, we're on everything. All social medias, it's usually just Driveways Band.
Driveways Band.
Instagram Driveways Band, Facebook Driveways Band. And just on all the streaming platforms where you can find us.
Sweet.
All right, guys. Thanks again. And thank you, everybody out there that has been listening to yet another episode of High School Never Ends. We hope you enjoyed our episode today, which was the road to Four Chord with the band Driveways. If you really enjoyed it, go check us out on Spotify, iTunes. That might be where you're listening to us right now. Probably, right? Most people do, but they have something, a nice little feature where you can give us a 5-star review if you really enjoy the show. And if you want to talk to us about why you enjoy the show, give us a written review. Definitely is something that we would love to read, and any feedback is good feedback. Also, don't forget to check out our shop where we have really cool stuff branded. High School Never Ends, anything from mugs to Halloween masks to signed copies of The Gate with our logo on it. None of that stuff.
Machetes.
Right? Yeah. No, that's not available. But the mugs are, the shirts are, the hats are there. You can get there via our website. It's www.hsnepod.com.
Yep, and follow us on the social media at HSNEPod, like High School Never Ends Pod. We have a Discord server where you can chat with us about different bands and life and everything like that. That is totally free. If you want to support the show, you can join us on Patreon and get access to bonus content every single month and episodes released early. That's patreon.com/HSNEPod. Quick shout out to our patrons, Dr. Bernie, Steve Kelly, Nick, Chris W., Sam, Jason, Ashley, Tom, Jeff, Punk Rock Mom, Punkish Dad, and Punkish Dad's friend, and Chris P. We're going to be back next week. We have one more Road to Four Chord episode left. Until then, keep on rocking your dad bods, throw up your rock hands, and blast the pop punk.
Dragon Wagon.